So speaking of parade, the big parade that everybody's yakking about is Pokemon Go, which is really taken over the world. You had a great comment. I want you to bring it back up that we were talking about going into there. It's so big, it's going to put $7.5 billion into Nintendo's new market value. That's just like, it's the biggest thing ever. So, what about Pokemon Go at your station events? How are you capturing the buzz? Brian, you had something you shared.
I have an 8-year-old son that downloaded it the first day. I have a 29-year-old son that downloaded it the first day, and I have a 34-year-old son that downloaded it the first day. I mean, and you heard Elizabeth talking about it on the morning show. I mean, there's another example of just, as Justin just said, inserting yourself in the conversation. And again, you can be on the morning show and go, I know absolutely nothing about this. Can somebody please explain it to me? And open up the phone lines. But again, if you have a morning show that you go, hey, are you guys on this Pokemon Go thing? I mean, it practically broke the internet last night. And they go, never heard of it. Don't care. I don't think my listeners care either. And just because you don't care doesn't mean your listeners don't care. I mean, that broke the internet for a reason. So when I heard all of my sons in the various demos downloading it, I knew that by getting on it right away, we were onto something.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal thing.
Well, even when we have a station that has a cash contest on the air right now. And they wanted to do something with Pokemon, but they have the big cash contests that they couldn't move. So they decided, and this was a, crazy Page idea. He said, well, why don't you have a Jamaican-sounding guy and name him Pokemon, and he is the voice of the promo, And it's just like, what? And typical crazy Page idea, but that's a way to recognize the big event going on in your station, involving it in something that you're already doing.
And on Monday is Pokemon Day on Q, and we're just giving away iTunes gift cards so you can go buy Pokecoins. I mean, it's simple. It's $200 worth of iTunes gift cards. I mean, I didn't break the bank, but at least every hour I'm talking about being engaged in something that my listeners are engaged in. Now, tomorrow night we'll be a part of a Pokemon pub crawl. So everybody will show up at this area called Over the Rhine and hunt Pokemons together and drink simultaneously. Should be interesting.
That's good. Pokemon is the proper term for it is called augmented reality. And of course, if you've been following any of the news, there's a lot of talk about virtual reality as well too. So that might be something to start looking into for your radio stations and how your personalities can get involved with that. Because at some point, I'm sure that somebody's going to come up with a plug-in for your website so that you can do some kind of virtual reality walkthrough of something or other with them. Speaking of Facebook, the new algorithm that's out there, it now gives big preference to individual content over posts about brands, about your radio station. So this kind of really nicely dovetails into what we're talking about here today, the importance of your personalities and what they're putting out there. And Patty said when we're in our prep call, she goes like, man, it's such a time suck Facebook is, and we're putting so much into it. Are we getting as much out of it as we're putting into it? Maybe this new algorithm might sort of justify it a little bit more, because since if instead of just promoting just the radio station, is actually may spur all of your personalities to do more with the platform.
Don't you think Facebook had a reason for that?
Oh, no, it's about dollars.
Well, it's not just about dollars, but it's about increased engagement. So what they found is what I think radio is, the whole topic of conversation here is what radio is finding is that if you're not engaged and you're just pimping yourself 24/7, nobody cares. That's what Facebook found. That's why they're giving preferential treatment to content that is interesting. So don't we need to do that too? I mean, we don't have algorithms to tell us that, but I mean, I couldn't get a bigger hello than that from Facebook. They spent all the money to tell me something I should already know.
I used to get a lot of comments like this. I don't very much anymore because I think the PDs in our company get it. But I used to get complaints of, why am I spending so much time doing digital stuff? Why is there an expectation to do Facebook, to do great email blasts for our databases, to create videos or whatever the case may be? And what I always say is, your overall ratings are 75% of your AQH is based on a very small group of people, your P1s. And it's your P1s that join your databases, that like you and follow your personalities on Facebook, that listen to one of your podcasts or whatever. So if you're missing out on the opportunity to augment the routine or engage with someone that could potentially be a part of 75% of your ratings, I think you're missing the boat. But I think that you have to use Facebook for what it's there for. I think, number one, it's an outlet for you to further engage your audience in a different way and promote the things that you're doing. But it's also a way, I think you have to use Facebook to benefit your own digital assets. Sending people back to your own website, sending people to listen to your stream, sending people to, download or listen to one of your podcasts. I think you have to kind of use Facebook. Look, they're using us. They've been using us for years to send our audience to their platform. I think we need to take advantage of their platform to benefit our platforms as well.
Yeah, I'd like to echo what Justin said. It's all about being able to, on Facebook, get them to go somewhere in a space that you own, whether it's your airwaves, whether it's your website. If your jock put out a funny video, don't just post it on Facebook. Put the link on it and bring it back to your website. So when they go there and look at the website and see that video, there are other things that they can be engaged in too while they're there at the website. But, we've basically become content creators for Facebook, and it's time to take some of that back again and make Facebook take our listeners and work for us.